Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Julie Chrisley shares her main focus while in prison. Julie Chrisley has revealed what her main focus was while she was locked up in prison. Fans have been wondering if she was focused on her children, getting out, Todd, or what she was mainly worried about while she was behind bars. Well, she has shared what her priority was and what she felt the worst about while doing her time. There is a lot to unfold and uncover when it comes to this. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Julie Chrisley was locked up for over 2 years in federal prison. This was for tax evasion and fraud. Todd Chrisley was also locked up at the same time. However, Donald Trump chose to pardon both of them. During this time, Savannah Chrisley had to take custody of her younger siblings, Grayson and Chloe. The prison time hit Julie much harder than it did Todd. Savannah has even said that she sees more trauma in her mother than in her father. This was a hard time for the entire family. Julie Chrisley has shared that her main focus while in prison was her children. This does not shock fans, as she has always been a good mother. For me, that was one of the most difficult things about being in prison, because I pride myself on being a good mother. I pride myself in always being there for my children, and to have a time where I couldn't be there was, at some point, debilitating. Because I know that Grayson and Chloe, especially, but also you and Chase, even though you're adults, you still need your parents. And I think that's what people need to realize. That when you're being sentenced by these judges, it was very easy to say, oh, there's lots of people that can help them raise their kids. No, this does not shock anyone. However, they do feel bad for Julie, as they could not imagine being away from their kids for this long. It seems as though Julie Chrisley's main focus during her time away was her children. This is not shocking to hear, as her children are her world. She knew Chase and Savannah were going to have to step up and be parents when they were more than likely not ready for that. This is something that would be hard on any parent. However, some do not feel bad for her, as they think she deserved it. What do you think? Are you shocked this was her main focus? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear your thoughts on this situation. Julie Chrisley, once known for her Southern charm and vibrant presence on the reality TV show Chrisley Knows Best, now finds herself in the most unexpected chapter of her life, serving time behind bars. Yet while the walls of prison may have taken away her physical freedom, they have not stripped her of her spirit, her faith, or her sense of purpose. For Julie, life inside the prison is not merely a sentence. It is a journey of reflection, transformation, and an unwavering focus on something deeper than reality, TV fame, material success, or public perception. The morning routine, finding peace and structure. Every morning at the Federal Medical Center in Lexington, Kentucky, Julie rises before the sun, her feet touching the cold tile floor of her cell before the overhead lights flicker to life. Her days are regimented, the routine strict, but within that routine, she's found clarity. She starts her day with quiet prayer, whispering scripture to herself like a lifeline. The Bible has become her closest companion, its dog-eared pages reflecting hours of study and solace. In here, God feels closer, Julie has said in letters to friends. The noise of the outside world is gone. Now it's just me, my faith, and what I choose to do with this time. Her main focus, becoming a light in a dark place. Julie has made it clear her main focus during her incarceration is service. Rather than retreating into isolation, Julie has embraced a new mission, supporting the women around her, many of whom come from vastly different backgrounds. These are women whose stories never made headlines, who never had designer clothes or red carpets, just hardship, heartbreak, and often abandonment. Julie began volunteering to tutor women in reading and writing. Some inmates, she found, had never even graduated high school. Others struggled with basic literacy. Slowly, Julie began organizing small, informal study groups, bringing together women from different racial, cultural, and economic backgrounds. What began as lessons soon became conversations. Then came friendships. I realized I was put here for a reason bigger than punishment, Julie reportedly wrote to her daughter Savannah. There are women in here who feel forgotten. If I can remind just one of them of her worth, then I'm doing something right. Faith as foundation. Julie's deep Christian faith has become more than a comfort. It's her foundation. She leads weekly Bible studies in the prison chapel, often using her own life as a parable. She speaks openly about her past mistakes, her desire for control, her obsession with perfection. I thought being a good wife, a good mother, and looking perfect on TV meant I was living right, she once said during a chapel service. But God doesn't measure us by ratings. He measures us by love. Other inmates, initially skeptical of the TV star, began to see something more authentic. Julie was not pretending to be better. She was just trying to be present. Letters of hope and healing. Julie's days also include writing. She writes long, thoughtful letters to her children, especially Grayson and Chloe. In these letters, she doesn't dwell on the pain of separation, but focuses on love, life lessons, and encouragement. Every moment I spend in here, I think about the kind of woman I want Chloe to see when she grows up. Not someone defined by a prison sentence, but someone who didn't waste the opportunity to grow. She also receives countless letters from fans, many of them women going through their own challenges, divorces, loss, addiction, or grief. Julie responds to as many as she can. She shares Bible verses, words of encouragement, and reminds them that failure is not the end. She gives me hope, one fan wrote on social media. If she can find grace and purpose in prison, maybe I can find it in my mess too. Health and healing. Julie's focus isn't only spiritual, it's physical too. She's been using her time to prioritize her health, something she admits she often ignored while caught up in the fast-paced world of reality television. Without the distractions of fame and glamour, Julie has found peace in simple things. Walking laps in the yard, doing yoga stretches under a gray sky, or preparing healthier meals with the limited ingredients available to her. She's also taken time to reflect on mental health. Therapy sessions and group talks have allowed her to unpack trauma she had buried for years. In the quiet of her cell, she journals. She writes about fear, about guilt, about grace, and always about forgiveness. A new vision of redemption. In her time behind bars, Julie has developed a deeper understanding of what redemption really means. It's not about getting back what was lost. It's about becoming someone new.